couple of interesting discoveries on my 124 since I've been driving it a lot lately. As you can see, I've done over 400 kilometers on this tank, which is absolutely unheard of because I've only been driving it for 3 days. Well, this session anyway. Firstly, I think I've got to the bottom of why this car runs a little bit warmer than my red one. I believe it's the calibration of the clutch. I noticed it doesn't seem to lock on until about 100 degrees, and it's a little bit cooler than that on my red car. So it's just the factory calibration, the length of that pin that is entrapped in the front of that clutch. You can alter that. Allegedly, you can shorten that to make the clutch lock up at a slightly lower temperature. It's not something I'm really keen on doing because the temperature is still acceptable, to be honest. It sits around here. It might get up a little bit over that line there, and then the electric fans take care of it anyway. It comes down again. And the other thing is this annoying whistle is happening again in my center console. I think it might be my fan switch because it's definitely sounding like a vacuum thing. I'll see if I can reproduce it. On these Tempmatic fitted 124s, always pay attention to the orientation of these two vacuum lines if you're disconnecting this fan switch, because it's very important they go around the correct way when you put it back together. So I went ahead and tested that fan switch and it's working perfectly. The engine vacuum is blocked off in any position other than 0. So it does not feed through to the other side in any position other than 0, and that's normal behavior. In the 0 position, it's designed to close off the outside air via those flaps at the front. Another thing to check out is the solenoid that operates the recirc flaps, and that is actually situated on these right-hand drive cars on the side of the glove box area where I'm pointing now. You just have to remove the glove box lining to access it. Okay, mystery dash whistle has been solved, and it is a dash out job to fix it, sadly. I knew this day would come. Now that I know what it is, I don't really want to do it. So, the fact of the matter is, anytime the AC is activated, like in fan position 1, this vacuum solenoid is energized, and it's obviously moving these two pods around, the recirc pods at the back flap there. You'll notice that that is instantly energized and there is a vacuum hiss coming from this thing. I knew those pods were blown. They've obviously completely and utterly failed now because even the recirc position doesn't work at all. So both diaphragms have obviously just blown out in that now. And if I just leave that unplugged, the flow of vacuum stops. But airflow seems to be affected as well from the center vents. Right, yeah. So, yeah, to change those pods, there's one there, and the other one's like over here. It's not really possible to do it without taking the dash off. And of course, they're not made anymore, but I did happen to buy a couple of them when you still could. If you need them, well, you're kind of screwed now. I don't know what you're going to do, because even the aftermarket people have stopped making the replacement diaphragms as far as I'm aware. That's just the sad state of affairs of older MBs now. They just don't give a toss about us anymore. And that's it. You're going to have to find your own solution to rebuilding those pods, because you're on your own now. That's the sad reality of the situation. I never wanted to take this dash off because it's so original, and I know things are going to get broken and not going to look quite the same when I put it back together. That was the case on my red car, but that was kind of a bucket of shit to begin with, and everything I did to it was an improvement, so there was no real loss there. But this car is so original. I never wanted to touch this dash, but I guess I don't have a choice if I want to get rid of this whistle that's driving me insane every time I drive around with the aircon on. Okay, well, yeah, sorry, but it's not good news.